What's up? What's up? It's your boy Video Boxing coming to you live and direct. What's up, everybody? What's up, man? It's Video Boxing coming to you live and direct. So, 1 second. Oh, my man's in the house. What's up with you, brother? So we're gonna talk about this Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis fight. I'm very, very excited about the fight. I think this is gonna be a huge fight. One of the best fights that we've had in a long time. And the thing that makes me so excited about it, I believe with this fight, this just might get us the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. Because, I mean, pretty much we all know, we all hear that maybe Oscar's going to be signing Bud Crawford. And if he does that, say he fights Virgil, if he can get past Virgil Ortiz, which I highly doubt, it would make all the sense in the world to get the Errol Spence fight made. But another reason I'm so excited about this fight is because you're actually hearing a guy want to take on a dangerous opponent. Like, I haven't heard someone like Ryan in a while that says, you know what, hey, I want this fight. I don't care if you think I'm ready for this fight or not. I really want to see what we can do when we get in the ring. And to me, I think this is going to be more of a chess match than people think. A lot of people bring up some of the weaknesses Ryan does display as far as keeping his head straight up in the air, chin straight up in the air. But you also got to look at some of the great attributes that he has. We talk about the reach, the length, the speed. I mean, the speed alone, to me, is a game changer. You let me know what you think about that, but to me, that's a game changer in itself. The fact that this man is so fast, so strong, and we all know Hector Garcia got a lot of clean shots on Tank. I won't say a lot, but he got some clean shots on him. But at the end of the day, can you give Ryan Garcia those same shots? I don't think so. Because I think if you give Ryan Garcia those same shots, he's going to stop you. It's just, it's just so exciting because it almost kind of reminds you not to the same, they're both not as accomplished as these guys, but it's kind of like a junior Oscar De La Hoya Floyd Mayweather fight. But I guarantee you the winner of this fight is going to go to a whole new level of stardom. Let's just say Tank wins this fight. What can you say? He's the biggest star in boxing. This might be his opportunity to actually, catapult himself actually above Canelo as a cash cow, because pretty much under 147, there's no bigger attraction than Gervonta Tank Davis. But the thing that excites me the most about this fight is that, hey, it's going to be in Vegas. On top of that, it's happening while they both in their prime. This is not a fight like it's too late. Because think about it. Even if we get the Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford fight, the big thing with that is that we get in a fight. One guy's 33, other guy's 35. So by the time they do fight, it might be 34 or 36. I mean, in boxing terms, these are not heavyweights. That's old. And you can see, I would say, on Errol, too, you can kind of see Errol has slowed down some. And when I say slowed down some, is he what he was when he fought Kell Brook? No. But I thought he looked pretty dominant versus Ugas. Ugas, who took apart Manny Pacquiao. I mean, everybody wants to discredit that. But the fact is, he took apart Manny Pacquiao. My man, Mark in the house. What's up with you, brother? A lot of money that's going to be made, bro. History fight. You right about that. I can't wait to see the fight, man, because you know what? As hardcore boxing fans, man, we all love this sport, man, and we never seem to get the fights that we want. This ain't the NFL, this ain't the NBA. We don't never get the fights that we want, the ones that we feel like we deserve. But in this case, you got two young lions about to go at it, and it's going to be huge, man. We're talking about one guy's going freaking Gatorade commercials. I mean, that's huge, man. That's the type of stuff you got to do. I mean, I wish more boxers would take the Floyd Mayweather approach as far as go on Dancing with the Stars. Let people know you want to be a star. One of my favorite stories about Floyd was one time he was with Al Heyman in Vegas, and there was a big Britney Spears picture up, and he said, you should have a picture of me up like that. And Bob Arum, my mistake, Bob Arum said, hey, you're not a big enough star like Britney Spears to have that. But you know what Mayweather said? Mayweather said, well, put me up there and see what happens. And you know what? The history's been made. Bob Arum understood, hey, we got to put him out there and made him one of the biggest stars in boxing. When he got with Al and became Money Mayweather, he really destroyed the game in a great way. He fought everybody. He had plans of fighting everybody. The only thing I will say is that people talk so much about Floyd, Money Mayweather, but you got to remember him as Pretty Boy when he took on big fights that he didn't have to take, super tough challenges. Hold on one second. My man Mark said, I hate to see boxing falling apart these days. Ryan's saving the sport, and people still don't want to give him his credit. Even Caleb Plant and David, they're giving up what would have been what we've been waiting for. You're absolutely right. That's another big fight. I'm glad you brought that up, Mark. That's another big fight. We talking about Caleb Plant versus the Mexican Monster. That's going to be huge. And I'm telling you, the only thing about that fight that kind of scares me, I'm really worried because David is so emotional. It's like, that's how you get put to bed. Whenever you're emotional like that, that's a good way to go right to sleep. So I kind of wonder what's going to happen in that fight. I'll say this. When we do get that fight as well, this is going to be probably one of the best years in boxing that we had in a long time because we're actually getting good fights with guys in their prime. How many times have we got a fight and said, man, that was too late. That was too late. So that's why when you hear Inoue is going to be fighting Cool Boy Steph, I think Inoue is going to put him to bed. But the fact that Cool Boy Steph was even willing to take that challenge and say, hey, I want to be the best. Let me go do it. And really another part of boxing I like is women's boxing is on fire for the first time ever. They actually got some good top contenders around the same weight. It's not like it was in the 90s, early 2000s where it was just like pretty much a sideshow. I hate to put it that way, but it was just a sideshow attraction. Now you got Alicia Bunggarner, you got Clarissa Shields, you got Francesca. You got so many good fighters, man. And I'm telling you, boxing as a whole is in a great space. The big thing that I want to say, though, is when Ryan Garcia and Tank fight, going back to that, when Ryan and Tank fight, I want people to give either winner full credit. At the end of the day, the fact is that person got in there when that person was the absolute apex and said, hey, put the records aside. It doesn't matter. Let me get this fight. Hold on one second. My man Mark, another comment. Don't forget to smash that like button, y'all. You say, yes, bro, women's boxing stepping up, which brings more eyes to the sport. Absolutely. When Alicia Bunggarner comes to those doggone press conferences dressed like that, dude, this girl know how to make some money. I'm telling you, man, you can say what you want. It's sexist, blah, blah, blah. Get out of here with that. This is a show. We here to see the show. So I'm telling you, I really wish Clarissa Shields would do more of that. If Clarissa Shields did more of that, ESPN Body Magazine came to those weigh-ins, dressed a little bit better. I mean, I don't know who's dressing this girl, but they're not doing a good job. But I'm telling you, it would make the sport just that much bigger because at the end of the day, man, it's on appeal. The fact is, like people say, oh yeah, Ryan's a pretty boy. He's just a pretty boy. What he's gonna do? If you think about the history of boxing, all the pretty boys kick heads in. Every last one, whether it's Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, the list goes on. So I'm telling you, I just hope that those guys, like I said, get full credit. My man got a comment right here. Boy, that fight ain't official. At the end of the day, man, I got some reliable sources from Golden Boy that said that fight's gonna happen. At the end of the day, us YouTubers, we all hear from different people that we talk to that this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. At the end of the day, I like to hear it when it comes from the fighter's mouth. But in this case, all I hear is Ryan and Tank both being consistent saying the fight's gonna happen, the fight's signed, the fight's ready. So I don't really take them brothers as lying. I don't. So when I see that fight, I'm like, yeah, man, this is going to be 2023. It'll be the year we waited for because 2022, I mean, don't get me wrong, that Brian Castano versus Mel Charlo fight was absolutely amazing. I'm talking about action, throwing. That was a classic battle. I really want to see Brian Castano and Jamel Charlo fight again for a third time. Because the type of action that we got in there with Jamel Charlo, man, that boy, he showed me something I didn't know. I didn't know he could take that kind of punishment and give it right back. But I'll tell you another thing about that fight that got me was the mental toughness of Jamel. I think Brian Castano was like an hour late. It didn't stop Jamel. He was ready. He was warm. We didn't have to hear no bull crap in the press conference say, well, he had me waiting, so, I was cold. No, that brother came out there to fight. And that's all you can ask for in boxing. You want to see these guys ready to put on a show. Hold on 1 second. My man Mark got another comment. I don't think there needs to be a rematch between these big fights because there's a lot of undefeated fighters that need to speak up, but all they care about is the record. You know what? That's an absolutely true point, Mark, because at the end of the day, I've never in boxing, I've been watching boxing since 1995, I've never seen so many undefeated supposed top guys ever. Because the whole point of the sport is to get out there and see what you can do. You know why people deal with Oscar De La Hoya? You know, yeah, he got the drug issues, the cross-dressing issues, you name it. Oscar De La Hoya has his problems. Mike Tyson has his drinking, drug problems. But it's because these guys put it all on the line and were willing to do whatever it took to make themselves great. I tell you what, the fact that Oscar fought B-Hop, man, he had no business fighting B-Hop. But what he said, I want it, I'm going to get it. And really, if you ask me, he was whooping B-Hop's head the whole fight till he got caught. And we all know the famous, like he had a boo after he got popped. We all know about that. But I tell you this, man, this is the type of stuff that really grows the sport. But we got all these young guys undefeated. Hamid Mugia got all these fights. We ain't seen him versus nobody. Boots Ennis got all these fights. Nobody won't give him an opportunity. Virgil Ortiz got all these fights. Won't nobody give him an opportunity. It's a doggone shame we excited to see Boots versus Vilma. Why? Because he beat Speedy Rashidi Ellis? Who was he? Come on, man. And that's the thing. If you watch, the quality of boxing is not the same. Look at how Boots look versus Karen. See, I'm not one of those guys that's going to kill him. You can't knock out a guy who's there to survive. And I've watched Karen fight so many times before. I've never seen a man fight like that in his whole life. His whole career, I've never seen him fight like that. But the thing that got me was that Boots wasn't very patient. He throwing punches, turning his whole body around. Karen going up under his elbow, letting loose on him. See, my thing is this. When you watching boxing, you got to see where these spots are where guys are having success. So how did I come to the conclusion that Virgil would beat Boots? Because at the end of the day, if you dare give Virgil those same shots you gave Karen, you're going right to bed. And dude, that's the thing about boxing that's so great because they got to get in the ring, man, and see what we can do. Let's get in there and let's box, man. Let's see what we got. And I'm telling you, man, too many times in boxing, man, you got guys who are scared to take a fight, don't want to take a fight. They got all these excuses of why they don't have the fights that we want to see. But, dude, make the fights. In the UFC, man, people lose all the time. I think Conor McGregor got 3 or 4 losses, man. Don't nobody care about that. We want to see the best fight the best. Hold on, we got another one, my man, Big Mark, showing love. Salute, brother. Hold on 1 second. Oscar versus Fernando Vargas was a true warrior fight that we don't see anymore. And Mars versus Santa Cruz is another warrior fight we don't see anymore. It's sad when a YouTube boxer like Jake Paul bringing more eyes to the sport. And you know what? I'm a little different than most on that, Mark. I like Jake Paul for the sport. And I'm going to tell you why I like Jake Paul for the sport. Because Jake Paul is doing what we're supposed to do. Bringing eyes to the sport, being exciting, putting on the best events. I mean, people always get on him on some of the cards that he's putting together. But come on, man. The guy is learning as he goes. The fact is this. When he fought Anderson Silva, I didn't know that was a big fight, but he made it a big fight. I mean, when he fought Tyrone Woodley, come on, man. When was the last time you seen Tyrone Woodley do anything but go to bed? But it was such a big Jake Paul made you think it was going to be so close. And the first fight, we didn't get a knockout. The second one, we did. But at the end of the day, man, that was all because of Jake Paul. Jake Paul made you think, oh, man, maybe Tyrone Woodley got something left. Hold on 1 second, my man. My God. Jake Paul is doing his thing, which opens more, which should open more for the pros' eyes more. But you know what? In boxing, these guys, in any professional sports, you got a lot of guys who got these egos, man, and they're too big to do this and too big to do that. One of the things I remember when Jake Paul was over there doing stuff with the Zone, and Devin Haney got on one of his cards. And you know why I give Devin Haney credit for that? Because at the end of the day, he understood, hey, this guy got a big platform. some people who've never seen me might get to see me. That's why I'm saying I don't understand why with the maybe two fights a year schedule, why these guys are not venturing to other media outlets like doing Dancing with the Stars, doing Masked Singer. Like, just think if you would have seen Errol Spence or Bud Crawford on Masked Singer when you watching it with your wife. Just imagine how that would be. Just imagine what it'd be like if you seen, I don't know, say you see Canelo Albert. Well, Canelo don't need that. What if you see Boo Boo Andrade on Undercover Boss? Like he owned like 15 White Castles and he was the undercover boss to come meet somebody. That's what it takes. It's not just about what you can do in the ring. It's also name recognition and can you put butts in the seats? Too many times people mistake the fact that they got a lot of talent, like Bud Crawford got a lot of talent, but he doesn't understand. Hey, you know what, dude? You gotta get in there with somebody. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta make sure people know who you are because they don't know you. They don't know you. And that's the huge thing, man. I'm just so excited about this Ryan Garcia versus Tank fight. Excuse my excitement. It's because, dude, how many times have we as boxing fans said, man, I want to see Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson? Guess what, guys? We're not going to get that. How many people said, I want to see Frank Martin versus Lomachenko? Guess what, guys? We're not getting that. How about you want to see Frank Martin versus Devin Haney? We're not getting that. And you know what's so funny, man? That's the continuous cycle of boxing. We just do not get the fights that we want. And what we do as boxing fans, all we do usually is complain and say, oh, man, why did we get that fight, man? We should have got that fight. But think about it. You got a guy like Bud Crawford, a star. He goes into a negotiation, wasn't answering back to the PBC. And it's like, come on, how do you do business like that? And then you fight David Avocado, Avanti, whatever. You fight David. Come on, dude. We want to see you in there with somebody that can give you a run for your money. And you know what? Guess what? We didn't. They say that fight did well. I don't think so. I didn't buy it. Not because I don't support Bud Crawford, but at the end of the day, man, who I want to see you fight? I want to see you fight Errol, or do I want to see you fight or do I want to see you fight David Avocado? I mean, come on, dude. I don't want to see you fight David Avocado. I just don't want to see that. I mean, the thing that keeps happening with Bud Crawford is he just keeps making terrible decisions. And I'm telling you, man, if you want to keep living off the fact that you were undisputed champion at 140, I mean, come on, I get it. That was a long time ago. You got Bud Crawford so out of character. He's calling fans, the people that pay his bills, broke, you jealous. Man, like, how do you sound, bro? How do you sound? We broke and jealous because we don't like how you doing stuff or how you moving? Man, that sounds crazy, man. But that's the type of stuff you get in boxing where you get guys with these huge egos that's not even important. Come on, let's be honest. How many fights do you really see Bud fight when he was at 140? Okay, you might have seen him fight Victor Postol. Okay, come on. At 135, was he really somebody to watch all like that? I don't know. But I'll tell you this, in boxing, man, you got to really go out there and make yourself a star. Say what you want about, like go back to our original subject. Say what you want about Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia has done everything he needed in his power to make the Tank Davis fight. And guess what? When he beats Tank, oh my God, can you imagine how big this kid's going to be once he stops Tank? Dude, that's going to be crazy. I'm telling you, man, people right now doing all this crazy talking, oh, Tank going to do this, Tank going to that. But what happens when Tank goes to bed? What happens when Tank is unconscious on the canvas? What happens then? Because at the end of the day, if Tank lets Ryan Garcia get some of them same hits Hector Garcia got, he's going to bed. And let's not play like he's not. The man is not indestructible. Yes, he's a great boxer. He's one of the most patient fighters I've seen in this new generation. I get all that. But at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, everybody has little habits. And one habit that Tank has is he likes to end fights. That's a great thing because he's a finisher. But when you're a finisher, guess what? You also got to realize that you're going to put yourself at risk to go right to sleep. And that's what happens, man. You can't sit here and say, oh, man, he's gonna run through Ryan. Come on now, you know for a fact a guy smaller than him, but almost 5 inches smaller than him, trying to come into his chest. You're not gonna get the clipping, and when he clips him, and I cannot wait. And that's not because I'm not a Javante Davis fan. It's because I'm telling you off what I see. I keep seeing Tank, and people say what they want. They want to mask it. Oh, he doesn't get clean. No, he gets hit clean. The fact is this. Against these past knockout fighters he fought, whether it's Barrios, whether it's Rolly Romero, whether it's Hector Garcia, dude, he has been able to take the punch. He's been able to take that power. But who's to say Ryan won't be that guy to stop him with that power? Who's to say that won't happen? Hold on 1 second. My man Mark said it's obvious how Ryan's going to win. Tank's going to hit a lot in the first 5-6 rounds. Ryan is known as a fast starter, and he knows he needs to start fast, in which he will do. That left hook is going to land. Hey, and see, you said it exactly how I look at it. The fact is this: Tank is a patient fighter. He's a ring technician, so he's going to take his time. You know, everybody likes to compare him to Mike Tyson, but if you remember, Mike Tyson was the same way. He was very, very patient. My man Mark with another comment. Salute to my man Mark, man. Much love, my brother. On the tempo, lights out. But even if he wins, he still won't get the credit he deserves to get. You're absolutely right. The fact that he's even taking this fight is huge because he does not have to fight Tank Davis. He does not have to fight Tank Davis. Everybody talks all this junk, but every time we see Ryan in the ring, he wins. Every time we see him in the ring, he wins. When have you seen Ryan lose? Yeah, we seen Ryan go down by Luke Campbell, but what happened? He got up off the canvas and stopped him. Come on, bro. Let's give the man credit. The man got up off the canvas and stopped him. You can't get no credit. You can't show no more grit, no more toughness than that to get knocked down, get up, and stop a guy? Come on, bro. Let's not play games like that's not special. We've never seen Tank get put on the ground and get up and stop somebody. The best fight to me is 2 fights that stand out with Tank that I really enjoyed. That's the Leo Santa Cruz fight and when he fought Pedraza. And both fights, those were fights when he was fighting bigger guys, and it really, really shows you that, hey, Tank, if he has to, he's going to pin them little ears back, and he's going to come stop you. And the funny thing about it is the knockout with Santa Cruz, the way he set it up so nice, boom, put him right to bed. I mean, come on, man. When did you ever see Leo Santa Cruz get put to bed like that? And on top of that, if you want to be negative about Tank, you can say, hey, why is Tank always on the slow-footed Mexican tour? Everybody talking about, oh yeah, he's fighting Mexican fighters. When he gonna fight this guy or that guy? But you know what? Floyd can fight a ton of black fighters. I mean, you fight who's the best. At the end of the day, usually Spanish and black are going to be the best fighters, and that's just how it's been since the beginning of time. You know, I look at Spanish and black as brothers. So, hey, as brothers, man, we're going to have to make this stuff happen. Salute to my big bro, Just, man. Always showing love. Nothing but love for my man, Just. Always showing love. Hey, but I'm telling you, when you think about this, fight, Tank is going to be challenged on so many levels. Because when have you ever heard Tank say, this is going to be my toughest challenge? I've never heard him talk like that. Tank always says, oh, yeah, he's going to do this and that, but I'm going to knock him out. What he said about Frank Martin, I'm going to put him in the hospital. I'm going to hurt him. I'm going to hurt this guy. Hey, he's not saying that about Ryan. Hey, I salute to my man Just. Hey, he's not saying that about Ryan. Ryan is 5'10", nice reach. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to show him some different dynamics. And I'll tell you what, if Tank beats him, man, give that man Tank all the credit in the world for being willing to beat anybody. That's Can Man stuff. Mexican, Canadian, that's Can Man talk. I like that type of stuff. He said, my man Just said, that's why we know Tank not sleeping on Ryan Garcia because he can't play with him. He knows he's dangerous early. You're absolutely right. And that's the thing. Ryan is a fast starter going against a complete opposite and a slow starter. My thing is this. How do I see that fight going? And I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. But I like my man Just said, I'm all about the conversation. I just see my man Ryan come with that piston-like jab. Keep the take on the end of that jab. Pop, pop, pop. Keep him on the end of that jab. And then as soon as Tank Cutter comes in, not saying he's gonna come in just head first, I can see him catching it. And who knows what happens when Tank gets that little head clip. That big old little koala head might go right to sleep. You might turn the lights out on this guy and get him with a nice one. And I just can see Ryan, if Ryan stays behind that jab, and what Ryan does have is Joe Goosen. See, we don't talk enough about trainers in boxing. That's the big thing about getting the right trainer. I really believe boxing is 80% trainer fighter because you got to have a good game plan. One of the things about Eddie Futch, this is a different subject, but one of the things about Eddie Futch is Eddie Futch put losses on Ali's record. Why? Because he studied him and he knew what would work and he had his fighters ready. You can almost say because Eddie Futch, Ken Norton beat Ali 3 times. You can really say that. Remember, when Ali fought George Foreman, he went in there with a loss, and that loss was to Ken Norton. And who was training Ken Norton? Eddie Futch. So what I'm telling you is this. When you got a good trainer, think about my man Jamel Charlo wasn't known as no doggone knockout puncher. He was never known as that. Hold on one second. My man Mark got something for me. And people want to bring up the knockdown. Well, come on. That was a year plus ago. Obviously, he's going to learn from that. And Tank isn't Campbell. He knows to protect himself more versus Tank's quickness. You're absolutely right. And both of these guys are not taking each other lightly. They understand who's who. And that's the thing. The thing I love about this fight is you got both guys, both feet in. And how many times have you said it in boxing? Let's be honest. You had Ryan. You had Errol with both feet in, but Bud had both feet in. So, I mean, and I honestly think about this. When do you ever hear guys, trying to negotiate through the media? All of a sudden it gets quiet. And when we get that announcement, it's going to be huge for the sport because at the end of the day, let's be honest here, the sport of boxing cannot afford to lose this fight. We as fans are going to be in an uproar if we don't get this fight. There's no way they're going to leave a chance, probably $50 million on the table to make this fight. They're not going to leave that kind of money. Because I'm going to be honest, come hook or crook, I'm going to be in the building to watch Tank and Ryan get it on. Win, lose, or draw. I don't care. I personally think Ryan's going to kill him, but that's just me. But hook or crook, I'm going to be in the building. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be in the building and see that fight. That's going to be so huge for the sport. Think about the people that come on. And think about this. You get a lot of flack on PBC. But PBC put really great undercards together. Not good, really great undercards together. So we might get some really big fights on the undercard. Let me look at this. My man Justin here. Tank about to fly Ryan Garcia to the front row. But you know what I say, Doug? And you one of the most fair guys in boxing. But you know what I'm saying? That piston-like jab, if you keep at the end of that jab, just imagine what Ryan opened himself up for. Because at the end of the day, everybody talk about Ryan's feet being so slow. But I've never seen a fast Mexican in boxing because the whole point of their style is they think movement is running. So they come in straight ahead to knock people's head off. Hold on one second. My man Mark, you want to go live for Ryan versus Tank, bro? I'm going to definitely go live. I'm going to be in the house. I don't care how it goes. I'm going to make sure I put their time in their work. I'm going to be in the house for that fight. Because you know what? Some fights you can't miss. When Floyd fought De La Hoya, I was only 16, so I couldn't go. There was no way I could get a flight. There was nothing I could do. But now as an adult, man, I'm not going to miss that fight. And you know what? I'm telling you, people are talking all this junk about Tank going to do this and Tank going to do that. But come on. When have you ever seen Tank fight somebody this skilled? This skill. That's the thing. Oh, my man, just his IQ ain't the best. Hold on. His IQ ain't the best, but he's fast with good pop and he has heart. I'm gonna be it has heart. I'm gonna be a fun fight for sure. You're absolutely right, Joe. It's gonna be a fun fight. And the best part about this fight that you were missing, a lot of people missing, is the fact that they got Joe Goosen. I honestly believe if you watch him fight Fortuna, he's going to be very, very much improved. And if you see Ryan now, he's doing a lot of that Canelo stuff. What is that? The upper body movement, the head movement. We haven't seen it in the fights yet, but that's what we see him working on. Because at the end of the day, they just keep their feet in quicksand. That's how they fight. That's how they train. That's how they bought up. They bought up in this game to where they think, oh, I'm not gonna give you no movement. I'm not gonna move around. They feel like if they move around, they doing something wrong. But at the end of the day, when you get in this fight game and you see these different styles, I guarantee you Joe Goose has seen Tank before. Not Tank the fighter, but that style. So just imagine what's going to happen when you see Calvin Ford going against the great Joe Goosen. Joe Goosen ain't nobody to sleep on. He's trained a bunch of champions, a bunch of great fighters. And I'm telling you, Ryan's going to be very, very much improved. And I can't wait to see it. My man, Mark, with another one. You can see Tank's hooks in regular time. With Ryan, you only see that hook in slow motion, man. You're absolutely right. The kid is so fast. I watched the video earlier where Mike Tyson was talking about him and said, boom, boom, bah, like boom, boom, bah. Come on. The fact that this guy is this big, this fast, I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it's very, I'll be honest, if Ryan Garcia had waves and a beard and was a black guy, he would be the biggest brother out there. Let's be honest. If Ryan Garcia had waves and a beard, he would be the biggest dude out here because at the end of the day, it's so unique. It's so De La Hoya-like. It's so, and I mean De La Hoya talent-wise. I would never say De La Hoya, the fighter, the record, the resume. I'm saying De La Hoya talent-wise. He's got so much talent, man. Just imagine if Ryan Garcia had waves and a beard, everybody would scream about it. It's the same way about Monster Anyway. Monster Anyway had waves and a beard. People be going crazy about that kid. Because at the end of the day, we as boxing fans, we say we like the sweet science, but knockouts and power is a part of the sweet science. Because as soon as somebody can't hurt somebody, oh, this and that. My man Mark, another one. Even if Ryan loses this fight, still brings numbers and eyes to history. You're absolutely right about that. Hi, B. Sorry, my daughter's walking. But it brings eyes and it brings excitement to the fight. So I'm telling you, this is going to be such a big fight, man. We're going to look back in time and say, you know what? I can't believe Ryan Garcia and Tank fought at the height of their powers. They didn't wait till they were 30. They didn't even wait. They didn't wait till they was 30. They didn't wait till they was in their mid-30s to fight. They went ahead and got it out the way now, right now. And that's the type of stuff you want to see in boxing. You want to see these guys get in the ring and build their legacy up now. You don't want to hear about them when they're over the hill. At the end of the day, when we watch Manny Pacquiao fight Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao was over the hill. It's just that simple. He didn't look the same. He didn't move the same. He didn't look nothing like he did 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's because he was juicing. But hey, let that be your decision if you think he was juicing. Now, I think Manny Pacquiao juiced quite a bit in his career. Because some of the guy that came from like bantamweight, sperm weight, all the way up to 154. Come on, man, that brother was juicy, man. And didn't lose a step and was still just as powerful. Come on, man. Let's be honest here. I think he was juicing. But when they got in the ring, and then on top of that, you had Manny Pacquiao be a coward and say, oh, no, I hurt my shoulder. I tore my rotator cuff. I had the Kobe Bryant injury. Man, shut up. At the end of the day, if you had that type of injury, you would have canceled the fight. And you wanted to put yourself on the line against that. But what happened was he got in there and he fought the, hey, Mayweather's that dude. And you know something that Mayweather said that I always love is that he didn't take nothing away from Manny Pacquiao. What he said? The way Manny Pacquiao moves kind of hit me and said, wow, this guy's movement is bananas. And you know what? That's what you got to do. As fight fans, we got to see the best fight the best. And it's that simple. Whether you agree with me or you don't, it doesn't matter because I don't care about no particular fighter. I care about the sport. The sport of boxing itself is the greatest American sport there is. Boxing, fighting, Madison Square Garden. We built it as boxing fans. We built Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden ain't known for no Knicks. They known for big-time boxing. And that's what we got to get back to, big-time boxing. So it starts right here with this huge fight where you got a young Ryan Garcia fighting Tank Davis. This is going to be huge, man. This is going to be one of the biggest fights that we've seen in such a long time. I can't wait to see that fight. And I'll tell you, anybody that want to ever debate about that fight, let's do it. Hold on 1 second, my man Mark Salute to my man Mark. Floyd Mayweather had the best defense in boxing ever and still does. He has so much passion for the sport. He didn't let anyone stop him from making big fights. We need more fighters like him. He's his own unique style. And you know what? That's a great point. And that's the funny thing. Floyd always wanted to give you the best fights. Always. But what Floyd did was Floyd kind of got bitter because people never gave him his credit. When they went on there with Brian Kelly back in the day, no, he did not get his credit for beating Juan Marquero Marquez like he did. Because at the end of the day, those were wars between him and Manny Pacquiao. He just destroyed it. And that's the funny thing. Think about when he fought Sugar Shane Mosley. He fought Sugar Shane Mosley off of his best performance when he was on the pound-for-pound list. Every time you see Floyd, Floyd Mayweather fight somebody, they coming off their biggest win. Every fight. Whether it's Andre Berto, whoever you want to ask, they coming off their biggest win. And I'm telling you this, when this Ryan Garcia Shanks fight happens, man, we might get a trilogy out of this. Because I'm telling you, these two guys are young, man. They got a lot of time left. I mean, you talking about if they fight, I hope they signed a 2-fight deal. I don't know if they did, but if they signed a 2-fight deal, say they fight in April, then they fight again in October, November. Man, you know how big that would be for the sport? You know how excited we would be? Because what's killing boxing, a lot of people won't talk about this, is the fact that we don't got no schedule. We don't have anything to let us know what's going on. We don't have no way to find out what we're doing. It's always all we can do is guess. Or, oh, we might possibly get this fight. Just think about how you felt when you heard Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence one fight. Man, you was dejected. You was like, oh my God, boxing does it again. I got my hopes up, and it broke my heart again. You was probably thinking that exact same thing I was. Here we go again with boxing, not getting the best fights done. And you know the funny thing about it? Just like when you see this Caleb Clint versus David Benavidez, hi, BD. Sorry, that's my daughter. But just like when we see this David Benavidez versus Caleb Clint fight, this is going to be such a big fight because I can't wait to see how Caleb Clint's going to respond to the Mexican monster coming here this focused, this excited, ready to make it happen. This is going to be huge for boxing. Because think about this. What if Caleb Clint messes around and puts David Benavidez right to bed? That'd be huge. That'd be everywhere. Hold on one second, my man Mark. Salute to Tank on not caring about the record. He wants to give us big fight. They're still going through it with it. Big salute to him. You're absolutely right. But the thing was, I think Floyd was just trying to do what he thought would work for him. And that's getting the best fight, getting the biggest fights when they made the most money. And if you do that, guess what? You're going to miss out sometimes on getting the best quality of fight because you're looking to make the most money. And you know what? Hey, I give these guys both credit. And I can't wait. I actually can't wait to give either guy the credit they deserve because this is huge, man. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson on the same side of the street, and that's not next? Come on. At the end of the day, why is that not next? Why is it not Shakur Stevenson versus Devin the Dream Haney next? We don't want to see the past. Loma is the past. Loma is not the future. He's the past. We seen him versus Jermaine Ortiz look very human. And at the end of the day, if he was in there with anybody else, that wouldn't have given away the fight because Jermaine Ortiz is still learning. He's still learning. And these guys really are not fighting enough to actually get themselves ready to fight. They're doing a lot of this, I'm going to fight once, maybe twice a year. And what that really does is when they get in the ring, they're extremely rusty. And that's the thing. You can't say you want to fight the best and then you only got fighting one fight. Like, I don't like the fact that Ryan didn't fight anybody. Why not? Why not sharpen up your tools? Because then you're going to come into the fight like, oh, dang. Because at the end of the day, hey, yeah, what you see in training, that's going to be a whole different thing from what you see when you and that guy get in the ring and get it on. And I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see this fight. As you can tell my excitement, it's going to be huge for the sport. Just think about this. We got Stanionis versus my man, Virgil Ortiz. That's going to be a big fight. I'm looking for Virgil to make a statement and knock this kid out. And when Virgil knocks this kid out cold, sleep, I want him to call out your boy Jerron Boots in it, and I hope we see him get in the ring with him. You know what would be cool? If your boy Boots went to that fight. And we know another thing be cool, and say Virgil or even Staniola, say Staniola won, doesn't matter. So whoever won, Virgil got in there and said, after I handle my business with Vilma, you're next. See, that's the type of stuff that we need for boxing. That's the type of stuff that we miss. I remember back when Deontay Wilder was coming up, he was defending the WBC belt, and Tyson Fury had just beat Klitschko. And we all was like, wow, I can't believe that happened. But I honestly think Klitschko just didn't want it. And if you watch that fight back then, it looked like Klitschko didn't want it. And wasn't it crazy when your boy Tyson Fury got in the ring and told, what he said, hey, basketball player, I'm going to beat you. After I get done my business with Klitschko, your next basketball player. And then my man, Deontay Wilder said, I know you run around here like you're a pastor, but I'll baptize you, baby. And I'll come to your backyard, my man. And you know what? That was huge. The theater of stuff is huge, man. That's what makes it fun. When you hear guys come in and say, I'm going to knock you out. Just like when you had the guy, I don't know why his name just slipped my mind. Vargas, I think it was Vargas. He wins. I think he spits on Josh Warrington. Man, that's crazy. Because that makes it sure we're going to fight. I'm going to make sure I put my hands on you and hurt you bad. It's that simple. All my man athletic mind in the building. Now, you want to talk about somebody that's a duck? That's my man right here, man. My man, athletic mind, is an absolute duck. The kid keep ducking me. I don't know what it is. You keep ducking me. I understand, I know what I'm talking about on this boxing stuff, but my man, that's my dog, but he really be ducking me because he keep telling me Virgil's not going to stop Boots Ennis, and that is nuts. Virgil's going to kill that kid. And I'm telling you, how cool would it be after Virgil and Staniola get it on and you got Boots sitting in the ringside? And say, after I get done with my business, guess what? I'm coming for you. So that's what you got to do, man. That's what we missing in boxing. We missing the theater, the big fights. What my man Mike Tyson say, if you love me, fight me. We missing that in boxing. We got too much of this buddy. Oh, I love you, man. Put my chain on, blah, blah, blah. Man, I don't care about that. I want to see you guys get in there. I want to see somebody bleed. I want to see somebody get their head beat in because that's what we watch boxing for. My man athletic mind, letting everybody know he's a duck. I don't know who's a bigger duck. Is it Terrence Crawford or my man athletic mind? But that's what you get, man. You get a lot of guys that talk good, but they ducks, man. But that's my dude right there. Virgil Boots, you're right, man. Marvin, that would be a huge fight. We're talking about two young studs in their prime getting it on. Oh my God, that would be huge. Imagine them guys fighting the T-Mobile Center. Imagine that at the T-Mobile Center. How crazy would that be? And say either Bud or Arrow, whoever is going to stay at 147. I don't think it's going to be Arrow staying at 154. But say Bud's at the fight and watch the fight. Say, you know what? I want some. I want you next. Say what you want. When your boy Errol Spence wanted that Sean Porter fight, what did he do after Sean Porter and Kenny Garcia got it on? That brother said, hey, you said I can get the fight next. Can I get the fight? My man said Burt's not elusive enough to beat Boots. I'm going to tell you this. The reason why I think that Virgil's going to beat him is because I know Virgil knows how to control the pace of the fight. And on top of that, Virgil is known for being a body puncher. So he cuts off the ring really well, and he's a good body puncher. So what I'm thinking is, if he slows the fight down, him and Boots are probably the same size, so it really doesn't matter. Him and Boots are probably the same size, so it's probably going to be equal on that. But just think what happens once you see Boots Ennis on his back foot. We haven't seen him on his back foot. That's the big thing. When somebody's walking you down, shuffling you down, because I thought that's what Boots Ennis did wrong in his last fight. He was actually walking. He wasn't shuffling forward. He was walking forward. And you see how Karen just kept getting away from him. My man, Virgil and Boots do a rematch. Man, that's an easy two-fight deal. That's an easy two-fight deal. That's an easy. That don't even make no sense, man. That fight, that's not even something we should be talking about. That should be already signed and waiting for standing on this version of the fight for Boots and his Vilma to fight. We should already be like knowing that that's going to be next. But you know how boxing does. Hold on 1 second. My man said, salute to you, bro. Love the videos. I'm going to keep supporting. I'm going to get off here and be with the fam, but keep on your grind, bro. Definitely going to be your next live chat for sure, man. Have a good night. You too, bro. I appreciate you, bro. You're one of my favorite people, man. You show a lot of love, bro. My man, Athletic Mind, a.k.a. Terrence Crawford. What about Virgil on the back foot? We already know for a fact Boots is not going to be able to do that. We already know that. Virgil can't fight going back. If Virgil gets pushed back, he's cooked. But at the end of the day, when have you ever seen Virgil remotely get pushed back? It doesn't happen. And at the end of the day, I think when you got those tough body shots going to Boots Ennis' body, that hard body work going right to his body, and you got somebody suffering forward, not losing any ground. Boom, 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 boom. And when you get him on the ropes, guess what? It might just be lights out. It might be lights out. Because at the end of the day, man, nobody wants to talk about the fact that Boots looked so lost. He wasn't looking to do anything. He didn't look to do anything but not listen to his trainer. I mean, Bozy Ennis was saying, do this, do that to get to him. But no, what did he keep doing? He kept walking like he's walking outside. He kept walking straight up. He wasn't shuffling towards him. So that told me right there the kid is not working on his game enough. But I'm going to tell you this. When they do fight, though, this is going to be one of the most underrated big fights that we know of. Because these two guys are the future of the 147-pound division. At the end of the day, Errol is pretty much gone. He's going on 154. He can't make the weight. He's 33, man. Come on, 33. He's not Sean Porter. He's not naturally. He's not going to kill himself to keep making that weight. He really is a middleweight posing as a welterweight. And I get it. But check this out. When they do fight, and say for instance, Virgil wins, and say he gets to fight Bud Crawford. And really, I hear that he might fight Bud Crawford next. What if Virgil stops Bud Crawford and he can go right to Boots? He can go right to Boots, set his own way. He said Virgil confused by Mick. But that happens, man. It happens, man. I hear you stop it, bro. Yeah, he could have punched, but guess what? What told you? See, that's the thing about Boots Ennis. What's telling you that he's this and that? Nothing's telling us that. Really, what it is, you got a lot of superstars from the past saying, "Oh, Virgil is this," or Boots is this, Boots is that. We'll see what happens when they get in the ring. 1 second, my man. See, now you ain't saying nothing. But it's the thing I'm telling you. When they get in there, when they get in the ring, there's no way I see Boots Ennis backing nobody up. I just don't see it. I don't know what happened with that Karen fight. I just really see your boy Virgil come behind the piston like jab. Straight, boom, boom, straight jab. Keep him back, keep him on. Keep resetting it. That's the thing. You got to keep resetting Boots. If you keep him resetting, whether he switch or not, honestly, he's the strongest at orthodox. I mean, he can go southpaw, but to me, Boots looks way more dominant as an orthodox fighter. So he's coming like that. So the best thing he do, he keep that piston like jab going, dude. Guess what? He's going to touch Boots' chin. At the end of the day, did you watch when Kieran was really letting off on Boots? And guess what happened when he let off on Boots? If you give Virgil Ortiz those same punches, man, he's going right to bed. And that's the thing I keep trying to tell everybody, man. These guys take too many clean shots, and that's a good way to go straight to sleep. Hold on 1 second, my man, prize fighter. While you hating on that, man, that's my dog, man. You know I gotta miss with him, man. If I don't, who will? But I tell you this though, when we see that fight, I want my man Athletic Mind to come on here and say, "Hey, man, you was right. BBO, you was right. You was right about that. You was right about that." I can't wait till April 15th. I want Athletic Mind to tell everybody that I told him first. You heard it here, right here first on BBO Boxing. Tank Davis is going to get stopped by King Ryan Garcia. You heard it here first. Tank Davis is going to get stopped in the 8th or 9th round by King Ryan Garcia. And then I want to see what people say then. At the end of the day, I can't wait till we get these big fights. And that way we can stop doing the speculating, stop the guessing, all this, whatever the case may be. Because really, I just honestly, like Deontay Wilder said it best, I want to see the best fight the best. I want to see Frank Sanchez fight Big Baby. I mean, there's so many fights to be made out there, man. It ain't just these two few people we talking about. Hey, on that prize fighter, man, you come up here and get some work. But I tell you this, it don't really matter how you play it, no matter what. Boxing's winning. Boxing's winning. I'm so excited about the sport. We got Plant versus Benavidez. We got King Ryan versus Javante Davis. We possibly going to get versus Ortiz versus Bud Crawford. We got a lot of different rumor fights coming. We hopefully get Andy Ruiz versus my favorite fighter in the sport, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. That's going to be a huge fight. I think that'll be a good fight for Brooklyn. That'll be a huge fight to have in Brooklyn. I'm hoping we're going to hear something soon about the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight. That's another big fight that the sport needs. That's another huge tsunami that we need. That's another breath of fresh air that we need. And I'm telling you, going forward, man, boxing is in a good place. We see a lot of these young fighters. They're gonna take a lot from Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight. They're gonna be like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. I can hop on there and do the same thing. But back to what we was talking about before. We gotta appreciate the fights that we are getting and not the ones that we don't get. Yeah, you know what? I was just like everybody else. I was pretty sad about not getting that on the prize fighter. What's up, prize fighter? What's up with
you? What up, though?
Oh, I'm chilling, man.
I just finished busting the grub, you know.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get. Hold on. Say it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I said I ain't up to nothing, dog. I just finished busting the grub. My notification ain't go off when you went live. I know you said you was finna go live, but my notification ain't go off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes it be acting crazy. I don't know what be going on with YouTube, man.
YouTube be hating. That's what they be doing. It be hating, dog. What's good with you, though?
Yeah, so now we back on, but I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling you what, man. I'm just excited about these big fights, man. I just don't know what to do because last year was so dead. I mean, just think about, you look at the content, it was so dry, nothing to really watch, man. But tell me what you think about the whole Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis fight. What do you think that makes a statement for boxing?
Yeah, if they can make that happen, that would be a good look. Even though I don't think that's the best fight. I think the best fight is between Shakur, Dev, and Tank. But if they're able to pull that off, I think that would be good. I think a lot of people want to see Ryan get melted anyway. So I think it'll be good. Like I told you on the other show, on your other live, I believe it when that bell go off and it's round one.
Hey, you know the funny thing about it is when we do see that fight, I'm telling you, man, it's too big a fight not to happen. When I say that, I mean it. People don't realize that whole Bud Crawford Errol Spence fight took the life out of boxing for like 6 months, man.
Bro,
that was huge.
Man. That was brutal going through that. Every day on all the channels all the boxing channels you listen to or whatever, they talking about this every day. And after a while, I just became like, bro, man, I don't even want to hear nothing about Bud or Earl, bro. Fighting each other. I want to hear it. Like I got favorite channels. I go smash the like button. That way I'm still supporting it, but I don't want to hear it, man.
I think what happens with that is, man, we as boxing creators and even boxing fans, because really all boxing creators just fans. We just want to see the best, man. I'm telling you, man, get robbed of that. Like, think about it, man. If they do fight, we're gonna see Errol gonna be 33, 34, and then Bud will be what? 36, 36. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's super
yeah, they gonna be grandpops by the time they rumble.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, let's think about that Plant Benavidez spot.
I'm excited about that. Matter of fact, I just I don't know what I was looking at, but I was looking at the undercard is really good as well. I don't think they get in the undercard's not getting enough credit. You know, you got your people that hate Al Heyman or whatever, like they don't, you know. But he's putting on. I mean, that card is really good to top it off with that main event, bro. I like both the fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Caleb Plant was really impressive in his last fight, though. I was shocked when he slept Darrell like that. I just knew that was going to be a tough, and it was a good, tough fight. But the way he put him down, I was shocked on that one. And you know, Benavidez is Benavidez. He just run through shit. So like, it's going to be a good one. That's a 50-50 one to me.
But you remember when the Mexican Monster fought Darrell, he didn't really start taking over till Darrell got cut.
Right.
See, everybody that had a revisionist history where they say, "Oh, no, he dominated. No, Darrell
Nah,
was doing
it
the
wasn't a
same thing."
dominate now.
Yeah, Darrell
Okay,
was
I
doing the
put it to
same
you
thing.
like this: Plant win against Darrell was way more impressive than Benavidez.
Benavidez barely won. He
Like
won because of the cut.
I'm leaning a little bit toward Caleb in this one, but
Yeah,
I can also see in Benavidez overwhelming him. But Caleb moved and you know Caleb be in shape all year.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I give him a little bit. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to bet on that one. I don't want to put down no money on that one.
I wouldn't either. I tell you what, the thing with Benavidez is so amazing. Like I'm 6'5", right? David Benavidez is 6'3", and he's making 168.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like he's a big dude. Like he's definitely a light heavyweight for sure.
I honestly think he could be a decent heavyweight. I really do. I really
You
do.
think he can? You think so?
I don't know if he can. Well, maybe not heavyweight. That's probably too high. But I think he can go as far as cruiserweight. I really do. I think he can go up
Jesus.
there too. Because he's huge, man. It's not a little guy. It's a guy who's really like you said, a light heavyweight fighting that super middleweight. I mean,
Yeah.
him and Errol
See,
Spence are like weight bullies, man.
I don't believe in that term weight bully. I hate that
But
term. I hate the term, and I'll tell you why I hate that term. A weight bully. Okay, so we say, oh, Earl's supposed to be fighting 54-60. If he's doing what he needs to do and he's making the weight and he's not overweight and he's performing at a high level, how's it a weight bully?
well, I
The
think what
man
they
can make the weight.
I think what they're saying is like if you remember when Canelo made the fight with Floyd at 154, he easily came in that ring about 170.
Yeah, he definitely did. I don't know why he did that. I think that was a bad move by him. But you know, again, that term, I just hate that term when they say weight bully, weight bully. Oh, he's a weight bully. He should be fighting. No, man. The man made 47. He can make the weight. Let the man compete. Like, what's the problem?
And
Hate
I
that
think
term.
I know what you mean, but when a guy come in huge, man, like that, I'm telling you, man, I'll never forget. If you ever look back at that fight, just think about how much bigger that Canelo was.
Yeah, Canelo was big in there.
You remember when I don't know if you've seen when Danny Jacobs fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Did you see that fight?
And Danny, yeah, I saw the fight. Yeah, that was.
Man, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was huge.
Yeah, he was a savage though. He didn't care about weight, bro.
He got beat to death. But what I'm
Yeah, he did.
saying, but what I'm saying is they got weight classes for a reason. They really
Yeah,
do.
that's true.
They got weight classes for a reason. And when you
Yeah.
got a guy that's that big, that heavy, punching on you, man. I'll put it like this: as great as Terrence Crawford is. You think Terrence Crawford can beat David Benavidez? No.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
They got, you know, it's funny. They got. That's why like the pound for pound list, because the heavyweight champion is the true champion. Say what you want, the heavyweight champion. So Tyson Fury and Usyk are the true champions. Everybody else, if what you're saying is, if they were that size, would they be?
Yeah. Do you put heavyweights on your pound for pound? I don't usually like to. If I'm going to
I
create
don't.
a pound for pound list, I usually don't like to throw the heavyweights in there. The only reason I give Usyk I
Yeah,
would put
he
him
moved up.
on the list because he moved up.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
like Tyson Fury, Wilder, and all them, I'm not putting them. Like when you're the heavyweight champ, you're supposed to be the baddest man on the planet, right?
Yeah,
So I like the other weights. You know, I feel like putting the other weight classes when guys moving up and down or whatever, or
Yeah,
holding down their weight class, like they've been like Jamel Charlo or something like that, who keep getting disrespected by ESPN, which is crazy.
and
But
you know what? ESPN is a competitor, so I think that's the thing that we forget. And I think in general, I mean, you grew up in a time when news was unbiased, but it's not unbiased. When you got ESPN puts on top rate cards, so if you look at their pound for pound list, it's nothing but top ranked fighters. I mean, the fact that Devontae Davis is not on that list, the fact that Jamel Charlie on that list. I mean, they act like Devin Haney didn't exist till he got the top rank.
yeah, I know.
Think about
And
that.
then didn't ESPN take him off one time? I
Hold on
could
one
swore
second.
they took Dev off that mug one time, bro.
Yeah, they did. They did the push girl on.
I mean, that shit is crazy, man.
My man Marvin said ESPN is telling the truth. You know what, Marvin? I used to think that, man, but I don't. I don't think so anymore. It's just like they put Bivol on a pound for pound list because he beat Canelo.
Yeah.
I mean, at the
And
end
then
of
they
the
still
day,
got Lomachenko on that list, bro. That is so crazy to me, dog. And then they put Devin back on the list because he's about to fight Lomachenko. So you know what I mean? So like,
it's a business. It's a business, and I think as fight fans, we forget that it is a business. It's not going to be fair. They're not going to do what's technically right, what makes sense. They're going to do what's best for them, and what's best for them is to put the fighters that they got their hand on the list. You remember when Devin Haney was originally trying to get the Teofimo fight, and Bud and Bob Arum said, "No, he signed the wrong promoter. He signed to the wrong promoter." So
yeah,
it's always been politics. I remember when B Hop beat the last good one of the last good fighters that Don King had. He said, "Guess what? We buried Don King today." So it's just like
yeah.
everybody's
I
competing.
think Big Don I think that Big Don took a I think he got a bad rap, but what Big Don did, Don King gave us fights, bro. He when it was time to go, it wasn't no ducking. Don was making the fights. So people so quick to criticize Don King, but Bob Arum do the same shit. And he ain't. I ain't gonna say he ain't put on as half as good as fights as King, but Don
He
made
did
them
better. He
fights in
did
the
better with
'90s.
King. He did. You know what? Don King and Bob Arum actually worked together,
Yeah,
and they worked together for about 20 years.
yeah.
I mean, think about how boxing was, say, 2013, 2012. You remember when Golden Boy and PBC was working together? We was
That was
getting some of the
beautiful.
best,
Yes.
getting some of the best fights.
You could just let Oscar do his little coke binge and let Richard Schaefer run the company. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? And Richard Schaefer had he had it that they was making some good fights, bro. We was getting some fights, but now, man, it
yeah,
just seems like I'm not even excited for the fights no more because they sign the fights and they say no. They talking somebody got an injury, somebody pulling out, somebody popped dirty. It's just so much shit that be happening now and making you like it deflates you. You know what I'm saying? Like we excited for 23 in the potential that the fights have, but we gotta see them Jones, man. Them Jones gotta come into play, bro.
it can't just be, oh, I want this fight. I'm okay. I want this fight. We're going to get that fight. We get none of the fights we want. The fact
Right.
that I want to see Jenna versus Jamel Charlo. Why ain't that on the list?
Who's
Why is,
who's Dennebeck with?
I mean,
Who's he with?
I think he's with the zone. I'm not sure.
Oh, see, there it is, right there.
But
You
what I'm
know, the
saying
zone.
is, you realize that Cool Boy Step is with PBC. And he's about to go to Top Rank and fight anyway.
Yeah, they
So
making it happen in
they
Japan.
make they make these fights, man. They just choose who's going to get what and who's going to do what. Like I honestly believe that they had that Bud Crawford, Terrence Errol Spence fight set. But when Bud Crawford walked away, they said, "I'm done with it." And look how Bud's acting now, calling fight fans broke. Y'all jealous, man.
Man,
You
I
a
didn't
boxer,
understand
dude.
that. I
You a
didn't
boxer.
understand why Terrence Crawford did that, man. Like, I like Terrence Crawford, man. I like Terrence Crawford a lot. I think he's a dog, man. But sometimes he just be saying stuff, man. He just be like, just don't say it, dog.
He's
But the
very
boy will
emotional.
come and say it. Yeah, he get emo. Like I don't think he connects with his people. That's what I think is missing. Like I don't think that. I'm not saying like the people at Omaha support him, but I just don't think that it's like how the people like Earl, his own people.
Not a
Um,
people's champ. No, he's not a people's champ.
he's not,
Uh,
man.
he's not. And you know what? And the funny thing is, it's hard to be that because they got to choose you. Adrian Broner's a people's champ. Does Adrian Broner necessarily deserve
Believe it
that?
or not.
No, but he's a people's champ because he's the first young dude I've ever seen in boxing make, $5-6 million, man, and really took on anybody. He had no business fighting Chico McDonald. Come on,
Nah.
he should have beat Paulie Malignaggi, who wasn't even a true welterweight. If he
Right.
should have beat Paulie and went right back down,
Mm-hmm.
as everybody does. But he was the can man, Mexican, American, Canadian.
Yeah. You can say what you want about AB. AB been in he been in the ring with some dudes, man. So
He's
too
fought
bad what
everybody.
happened to him. The kid broke his jaw or whatever.
I think
Fight.
I think it's more. I think it's more to do with politics than the kid breaking his jaw. I think he said some stuff about Al Heyman that might be true, and I don't think people understand how powerful Al Heyman. But Al Heyman was one of the doggone Budweiser tours back in the '80s.
Yeah.
You're talking about the biggest dude in the world. So
He got he heavy in that music industry. You know what I mean? Al
I
knows
mean,
some
in
people
entertainment,
now. Yeah.
just in entertainment in general. So it's just for people to kind of act as if they can say whatever they want, and Al's not going to do something about it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You want to
I
debate
wish
me now?
AB he's his own enemy sometimes, Adrian Broner, man. He just again, like Terrence Crawford might get up there and say something, you just be like, damn, I don't want to say who ducked who. I think the business fell apart, but that Terrence did say he signed everything. I don't understand why the fight didn't happen, but whatever. I want Terrence Crawford to move on. I want Errol Spence to move on. Let's get back to boxing, man, because that shit was deflating.
You're talking about, it's funny how in boxing, just like life, is a soap opera. Because
Right.
you get all
Yes, that shit
excited.
like wrestling now, bro. Shit like WWF in the 90s.
It's always been like that. It's always been like that. I just think now that we're adults watching it, it's like, oh, it's going down like this. But see,
Yeah.
the difference between now, like my dad was watching boxing, they got all the fights. When he wanted to see Holyfield versus Tyson, he got it. Only fight that he didn't get, the only fight that didn't probably happen back in the '90s was Big Daddy Bo versus Lennox Lewis. That's the only fight that happened. That was the only fight, and that's because Big Daddy Bo was scared to death.
I don't know. I think he could have beat Lennox back. I don't know, man. I was a big fan of
I don't know if
Riddick
he would
Bowe.
have beat Lennox, man. Did you see what Evander did to him?
What to who? Riddick?
Big Daddy Bo, yeah.
Yeah, that was a Riddick Bowe out of shape. That first fight,
Hey,
Riddick Bowe was in his bag.
What did he do? I'm talking about the first fight. What did he do to him? What I'm saying is that was just a good matchup. No matter what, no matter who won, it was just a good matchup. And see, one thing that Top Rank does, they have really good matchmakers. Like when he had the Sando Martin versus Teofimo fight, that was a great matchup.
Yeah.
And that's what we miss in the boxing is the guys working together. Because really all Heyman and Floyd do is copy everything Don King did. The whole money Floyd, the whole money Mayweather, think about it. That's just Don King with his 10 bands in his each hand with the diamond rings on.
Right, yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead. You go ahead. Keep cooking.
No, what I was saying is just think about it. The money that you remember Don did that first.
Yeah. Don was getting them boys paid back in the day too, though.
He
was making. I remember. You remember back in the day, damn, Sugar Ray Leonard was making like $15 million a fight, dog.
And he made $8 million in the '80s. $8 million.
That's crazy, man. Now these boys be happy with the 1.2. These boys be acting. They go buy Lambos and chains and all kind of shit. I'm like, damn.
You know what? Boxing is like YouTube. You know that, like you see how Mr. Beast is like the big dog on YouTube. Ain't it funny how he don't buy no Lambos? He don't buy nothing. He just put
I
the
know.
money back into it and keep growing. And
Yeah.
even one of my favorites, CJ's so cool. Look at him. He didn't fall off because what he doing? Trying to be a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta play. You gotta stay in your lane, man. And that's the thing, man. I really can tell you in boxing, man. We got too many guys trying to do too many things. Like the fact that you got Shakur Stevenson hanging out with Jay Prince and them, somebody get murdered. You know, like come on. Man.
Yeah. He should have had. I was shocked that when them pictures came out with him, I was like, wow, really? Come on, dog. I hate when these dudes, these boxers, get the money and then they turn into gangsters. I'm not saying Shakur, that's what he was doing. I'm just saying, like some of these dudes, man, they get
That's
this
what he was
money.
doing. That's what he was doing. You got to call what you see, bro. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. It was the same thing
That shit was
with.
annoying.
It's just like John Morant. John Morant got a doggone laser pointer in his car pointed at people, and you got $200 million. That's
Yeah,
just
John,
the new.
like John needs to slow down. John Morant needs to pump his brakes, bro.
Hey, but somebody mess around and kill him. You know what I
Right.
mean?
For real.
We seen it live, man. We seen it live, man. These kids will kill you on camera.
Man,
She got killed on camera.
Man, these kids is crazy, man.
What's the XX and Tachion got killed on camera?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you this, man. That's the thing that people understand. Back in the day, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Sugar Ray Leonard, they didn't have cameras. If people would have seen, and this gonna sound corny for me saying this, but if they would have seen the way that Muhammad Ali would treat women, he would be like dogged now.
Yeah.
You know that Muhammad Ali was married, right? Told his wife he wanted a divorce, and just moved when she was gone. I guess she had went somewhere with her parents, like to a grocery store. He grabbed all his stuff and was gone.
Yeah,
and
Ali
never
was
talked to her again. Bro, that's
Ali
foul.
was a savage. When it comes to them girls, Ali was a savage. I ain't gonna put. That's his thing, though. You know what I mean?
Hey, what I was just saying, bro. Come on, man. That wasn't foul, bro. How you gonna have all your clothes moved up when you get?
I think the movies got people tweaking off of that. I think that was a little exaggerated.
No, this not from the movie. It's not from the movie.
That's some real spill.
This the book. This is from his brother, from Ali's youngest brother.
That's crazy. I ain't heard that.
Story.
That's so crazy.
Get all this stuff out and left because to be the man back then before social media, you really was the man. So not only was you the man, you was the man among a small group of people. It wasn't like now you got YouTubers more famous than like superstars. So it's kind of different now. And really what we need is more boxers to kind of get out of their own way and stop trying to be too cool. Like even Tank can slow down all that gangster talk. Remember Tank was talking about keep it in the ring. What you gonna do? What you gonna do but get murdered? Like what are you talking about, dude?
I hope that boy don't get locked up when he go deal with his court issues, man.
No, he not. But that was a sad situation, man. I really, I pray for those people's family, man, that lost somebody.
Yeah.
But
man.
That goes back to, man, making good decisions, man. And for some reason, guys don't seem to make good decisions when they get their money. I don't know why. Even Floyd did everything right. You never heard him about no drinking or smoking, but Floyd liked to smack women up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Oscar La Hoya. He want to cross-dress and, he on booze and drugs all the time. So it's, everybody has their little issues, and unfortunately, too many times, just like we got with Jamal Charles, we got too many guys missing significant time in the ring. They're missing their whole prime, just about quarters of their prime because they can't stay in the ring.
I wish Jamal get rid of that girl, man. I hope the court see that when that girl was kicking his wheel like that, acting a fool in that big house in that nice neighborhood. I hope the judge see that. And I know I'm not making it like Jamal some kind of angel. I'm sure he got his shit with him too. But bro, this is what I'm talking about, man. But I bet you she want her $30,000 a month or whatever they might give her. And it'd be crazy to me, man. It just I hope that boy get his head on straight, leave that girl alone, do what you got to do with your kids, get a court order, whatever you got to do, so you don't got to, them kids can be ready when you pull up. You know what I'm saying? Because
hey, man,
For real, dog.
Hey, you know what, man? Simple things like that. Like everybody, talk about this and that, but that's why it's so important if you want to be in the spotlight to have a wife or have somebody. Like,
Yeah.
I never got to worry about none of that stuff because I'm married, brother.
Right.
I got to worry about none of that.
But shit, wasn't they married? Her last name Charlo.
Yeah, they are married. Yeah, I think they are they married. I don't want to say. I'm not
What's
sure.
her name?
I don't want to say.
What's her
I know
shorty
that
name?
Jamel's married. Jamel is the
No, I'm
older.
talking about Jamal Charlo. That
I don't
girl.
think Jamal's married.
Isn't that Jamal the one that got the problem with the baby mama, right?
Yeah.
Her last name is Charlo, bro.
Is it?
I believe so.
Let me look that up. The one with like Tiny from T.I.?
Yeah.
Let me look that up.
And we thought that Jamel was the hothead. Like, who would have thought that Jamel would be the way he is? Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, like I said, I hope the judge is seeing the behavior and what he got to go through as a man just to pick up his kids, bro. He got to bring 4 different vehicles because a girl might come out and act crazy. You know what I mean? The first thing she do when she get on, when they broke up, was get on Instagram Live, cuss out the fans that support Jamal. She cuts him out, and then the comments was like, "Well, why you ain't change your last name? You took the ring off, change that name." Oh, she need that Charlo name because when she take that name off away from her, nobody's knows you, shorty. You heard? So I hope the boy get away from the girl and get back in the ring, man. That's his escape, getting back in the ring and focus. Go to court, get it over with, so you can have your weekends and your day. You know, they can't take but so much child support because I'm sure that's the house he bought and the cars that she's driving. So that got to count for something. I will hope, but I hope I hope Maul get that whole situation cleaned up and get back in the ring because he's like you said he's missing his prime over a female, bro. Like that shit crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's really disgusting, man, because
It
you
is.
don't even see this guy when you do see him online. He looks like he's either drunk or I don't like to say that as a black man. I don't want to try to say that he's drunk, but he don't seem like he's in his right mind when he's on there talking to you. So that's kind of got me a little nervous too. It's like, why every time you see this kid, he sound like he's drunk.
Yeah.
Why he sound like he's out of his mind? Because it could be he on a certain medicine. Because when Regis Prograde said in the interview about a couple weeks ago, he said, "Oh yeah, pray for Maul because he's going through some things outside of the ring." And then Maul get on the camera and somebody trying to turn the camera off immediately. And he tells the guy on the camera, "If you touch me, I'm gonna break your effing jaw." Like, come on.
Yeah, he be snapping, and both of them be snapping. I used to call them emotional females back like maybe last year before last. But Mel stepped his shit up. Mel kind of like got a grip on his life and did what he's supposed to do in and outside of the ring. So now I don't label him that. I label him as top 3 pound for pound.
You can almost put it under Usyk number 2.
You can argue, bro. You really can put Jamel at 2. He got the resume. He undisputed. I mean, what more do you want? If he was another race, bro, he'd be number 1 pound for pound easily.
He would, but I think the thing that honestly too, he would have to go to 160 and do some damage.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things about pound for pound. You are able to go up to more than just one division and dominate.
Of course.
Even when Marvin Hagler was at middleweight, he didn't get a lot of credit that he should have because he only was a middleweight. He didn't move up like Sugar Ray Leonard did, or the Hitman and all them did. But I tell you what, man, I love this boxing, man. I'm just excited to see what happens. Hey, but you, my brother, man, I'm about to get off here, man.
Yeah, for sure. I heard you got that. I'm about to say that. Also, I hear the pepper in the background. You heard?
Yeah.
So I know all about that. That's what mine watched. She watched that Pepper, boy. I said, damn, Pepper out here getting money, dog. Pepper out here getting money. You heard?
It used to be Cocoa Melon. Now it's Peppa Pig. So.
Peppa Pig. That's the same thing with my daughter. Same exact thing. You ain't alone out here, dog.
Hey, well, much love, man.
Man, much love to you.
Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace, bro.